I'm not going to waste your time. This is the newest scientifically proven strategy to use ChatGPT and AI in general for maximum productivity, creativity, and long-term growth and output without sacrificing critical thinking abilities, creativity, or brain functionality. If you don't know me, my name is Tim. I'm a self-chosen AI addict, meaning that the only things I do every day are building, researching, and learning AI, which has lost me many friends, unfortunately. And for this video, I will mainly relate to these 4 research papers next to some others. So recent studies found that using ChatGPT and AI extensively, and especially using it for creative tasks, results in a strong loss in critical thinking ability and creativity, which is especially dangerous if your job or your industry relies on critical thinking and creativity for, say, you work in user experiences or design interfaces. What these studies and researchers found was that the more we use AI for thinking, for creative tasks, and the more we delegate thinking and creativity and making stuff up to AI, the less good, obviously, we become at the ability to make stuff up, be creative, and think critical. Because what we develop is an AI brain related to the term Google brain. I made that up. You might remember a few years ago when Google came out and the term Google brain made its way through the internet, meaning that when faced with a problem, you don't think of how to solve that problem, but what do I need to Google to find out this problem. And now we've advanced one step to not what do I have to Google, but what prompt do I need to use to find out the answer to that problem or to just finish the task. I mean, it might not even be a problem, it might just be design a new interface for our software we have here, and you immediately jump into ChatGPT and ask him to design this interface. Doing that over and over again really extensively is extremely dangerous to our ability to be creative in the future. But don't worry, at the end of this video I'm gonna give you my exact tactics for still being able to use AI for creative tasks, but in a way that makes our critical thinking and creativity better and doesn't kill them off. So now that we know that doing something like using too much AI exists and that we shouldn't at all use it all of the time, as tempting as it might be, what do we need to do? How can we use AI to get the maximum out without sacrificing any of our brain health or ability to do our jobs perfectly? Part of this is doing what I call using AI as the left-brain-method. In neurobiology, if we look at our brain, the right side of our brain is doing the creative and critical thinking part, and the left side of our brain is doing the math and physics and data, that kind of stuff. So we want to use the left brain method, meaning that we use AI for left brain tasks, such as researching papers, like I did for this video. I actually asked ChatGPT to give me the studies and the exact papers. So those are things that take up time and that we can do really good with AI. Researching, calculating, collecting data, and storing or doing something with that data. All of these things that are typically done by the left side of our brain are things that we, without any problems, can get AI help us to do or let AI do, because we don't sacrifice any brain ability for that. So everything that is creative, we don't want to do with that. So what does creative even mean? Here is my definition. Creative is making something that doesn't exist yet. Example. Imagine you have just a white paper, and now whatever you do with that paper, the process is creative. You might have thought about drawing. You can draw images on it. That's creative. You can as well go ahead and take a scissor and cutting something out of it, making a new form. That's creative as well. You can as well fold it to make a ship or a hat or a frog if you have the ability to do that. That is creative as well. So creating something out of nothing or turning something into that it is not already, that is creative. While on the other hand, the left brain tasks, we already have the data. We're just storing it. We have the data in this Excel sheet and now we just need to take it out. Or maths, we already have the numbers, we just need to put them together in a different order to come up with a result. Or if we need to find out research papers or URLs or sources for something that we're doing, they all already out there. We just need to Google and find them, which just takes up time. And these are the type of things that we want to use AI for and that we can use AI for. To do that better and to do it specifically for your business so that you can use AI more effectively, I've already done a couple videos on that. You can watch through them. To give you the TLDR, it is just, if you're using ChatGPT, personalize it, use this memory function, tell them to memorize stuff about yourself, use all of that, do the correct prompting, which is giving him a role, telling him what you want to do, telling him how you want it done, and giving an output format like an essay, a sheet, an email, for example. That's the TLDR. If you want to find out more about that, you can watch these videos, but for now that's all you need. Using custom GPTs or even creating your own custom GPT if you have the ChatGPT Pro version all fit into that category. And I would advise you to actually get into the habit of using AI for all of these tasks, so that whenever you're starting your day or you're starting a new workload or a new task, ask yourself, okay, what are the things that I will now do in this next work task in this day? What of these things are I need to create something or I need to change something in the way that it is? And which of these tasks are I already have all of that, I just need to rearrange it or do something else with it? What is right brain tasks and what is left brain tasks? And then you go through, okay, these I can do with ChatGPT. How can I do them with ChatGPT? You can even ask ChatGPT how to do these things with ChatGPT. So tell ChatGPT, these are the tasks, only left brain tasks. These are the tasks I have in front of me. How can you help me solve them, or how should I go about solving them? And now, if you want to use ChatGPT for creative tasks, I told you this in the beginning, I will give you a strategy for that. We're gonna do it similar, but one step before that. So instead of asking, I need to create a new interface, create this new interface, you can turn it into a left brain task by doing, for example, let's stick with the interface. Let's say you're part of a software company, you have a software, and this software needs a new interface entirely. Then you could go to ChatGPT and tell them, this is the company, this is what I do, this is the task at hand, I need to create this interface for this dashboard. Scientifically, for the clients I have, for the purpose my software solves, looking at research and science and studies about human behavior and everything, what are some key aspects that these interfaces need to have to accomplish the outcome of my users spend more time here, my users do have it easier to find their way around the software. So break these right brain tasks of designing into smaller steps, which is what aspects are there to this design, what needs to be in this design, what requirements does this design have to meet in order to accomplish the outcome, whichever that may be. I gave you the example of they can find their way easier around it, so making it simpler. And then you start doing the creative tasks and you have these guidelines. You can even ask, I want to create this, how should I go about creating this? What are the different ideation steps? What do I need to create first? In what order? How? What would be the best way to thinking about this? Doing a team meeting, brainstorming, maybe a mind map, maybe entirely different, maybe just starting to design and then figure it out as you go and make small adjustments and small advancements around it. So get into the habit of whenever you're starting a workload to ask ChatGPT, how can you help me here? Let him do the left brain tasks, focus on the right brain tasks, and ask ChatGPT, how can I go about that? If you want to find out more on how to use ChatGPT better, click this video.